Rick, you ready?
I don't know. What do you got?
Happy holidays, my friend. Let's do one on the holidays. I'll have you kick it off. The title of this podcast is How to Experience the Holidays Peacefully.
Hmm. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, it's funny because the holidays are supposed to be a time when we're lighthearted. It's the end of the year. It seems like the work pressure is a little less. It seems like this is a natural time for us to get together with others, to be more social, to enjoy the family, enjoy things that we normally don't do because we're so hectic during our lives. And it turns out usually it's the opposite. At least it was when I was younger and had a family and was raising my son and in a marriage with an extended family and so forth. So I guess the inner peace part of it during the holidays is related to how much you're willing to continue to do your practice and continue to maybe do it a little more intensely and
Mhm.
with a little more intent than we do in our normal average day. There are so many pressures during the holidays to get the perfect gift, to buy enough for enough people, to be there for everyone who asks us to go to their party, to do all of the things that we normally don't have the pressure to do. And all of it has to come back to feeling inside as if you're still being true to yourself. You're still living your own life. You're still recognizing that the present moment without judging is the way to go forward. So I think that one of the ways that I try to do inner peace during the holidays and to maintain that outlook is to increase my meditation,
Mhm. Yeah.
increase my gym time, increase my walking in nature. I'm blessed because I live here in Sedona, and literally 100 feet from my house is a magnificent trail that I can walk for 3, 4 hours, see beautiful scenery, and not see another person. Maybe see a javelina, maybe see a coyote, maybe see a deer. No people, just me and the trees and the birds and the animals. Enormously restorative for me. So anyway, the point I was getting at is that I think the answer to inner peace for the holidays is the answer to inner peace in the non-holidays, which is the practice, just a little more intently and a little more awareness of the pressure that's out there and not creating more pressure by saying to ourselves, we need to be this, we need to be that, we need to buy this, we need to go there. That has to be put in its place.
Rick, I absolutely positively love that. You know, one of the things that I think is related to this is how I approach things that are upcoming that have in the past, been a source of stress. I mean, they weren't stressful, but I created stress for myself. Is what can I do to be prepared for what's coming up? So, for example, I have friends that will describe for me, like, I got such a busy week coming up with the kids and with sports, with work and with travel and all these things, or the holidays. And I say, you know what will be helpful? Getting to bed early every night. Like that's like I think about myself, like I got this daunting workout tomorrow, then I got a full day at work, and then I have to do this event after work. You know what I need? A good night of sleep. And then I make that the priority. When it came to being in school, one thing I knew was critical, a good night of sleep, making sure that I exercise, made so that I could be built for whatever the challenge ahead was, if it was a challenge or the experience was going to be. And the same thing with this. What I've noticed is that when the holidays roll around, what some people do now that I talk to, their exercise starts to wane, their eating starts to not be as consistent with what their goals are. They don't get as much sleep. And all those things just kind of break down your ability to handle things, to continue to see the path clearly, to stay on the path. You get pulled and you get distracted, the smallest thing that doesn't go the way that you think it has, because you created this impossible schedule with this timeline, and life shows up and life doesn't care about your timeline. care about your plans. It's got plans, and which are all influenced by cause and effect of everything that's happened before it. And so, how do you, you know, become a person who can handle that? Is you have to take care of these basics, and included in those basics, what I found are taking care, doing the things that contribute to great sleep, planning ahead, doing your practice, getting your workouts in, surrounding yourself with people that help create that environment for you to be fortified, to thrive. Now, if you're waking up every day and you cutting on the news, okay, yeah, I mean, that's one way to have the whole holiday experience and the nightmare of it amplified. That's one way to do it. I mean, another way to do it is like, man, let those holiday carols, whatever they may be, let them flow, get you in a festive mood. Don't cocktail too much. Get your sleep, get your workout in, and throw in a little Rick and Keith podcast, if you will, to keep you on the path, baby. You know. So, I mean, I just think that, along with what you were saying, is it's really important to stay conscious during this period. This doesn't have to be a source of uh, you're in control of whether or not it is a peaceful, joyful, happy experience. You're in control of that. Nothing on the outside is. And it doesn't mean that you say no to everything. It means that you say no to the little you inside that's making everything a problem. That's what it means. And you don't have to go out and buy a million Christmas gifts. You don't do anything like that. I tell all my friends like, hey, Keith, what can we get for Christmas? Dude, let's just hang out. Like let's have experiences together. Let's go for a walk, a hike, let's have deep conversation. Let's do those things. That didn't cost any money, and it's going to be a richer experience. So I think that, the key to getting through the holidays peacefully is the same as the key to getting through every day peacefully. Work on yourself, period. What are your thoughts, Rick? I
I beautifully put, Keith, and I couldn't agree with you more. I agree with everything you said, and I think you're quite right. That's the only way to have it. One other thing I think is worth mentioning, and that is that when I find myself really frustrated or out of sorts, it's usually because I'm thinking too much about myself, how things affect me, what I'm losing, or what I've done wrong. I'm focused totally on Rick, which is always a dead end. I think that one of the ways that I get out of that is I start reminding myself to do things for other people.
Yeah,
And I do it in a way where you don't get credit. It could be something just
love
as
that.
simple as going through a Starbucks, drive up in the Starbucks, get your coffee, and then say, hey, I'm going to pick up the tab for the guy behind me. There's something about that in my life where I've done that, and it gets me out of me.
Right.
And it makes me feel like, yeah, that was really a cool thing to do. And the guy is never going to know I mean, he'll know I did it. He's not going to know Rick did it. He's not going to give me credit. So that idea of doing something without any credit for another person is huge. And that's like volunteering at a hospital or a food bank, or even if you just do an hour a day or you give somebody a lift in your car that otherwise doesn't want to drive,
Yeah.
anything that allows you to focus on another person, helping them, that creates something inside of us that lets us breathe a little easier. It makes us feel warm and good inside. It's like watching It's a Wonderful Life, the movie with Jimmy Stewart
Oh yeah.
every day. So anyway, I just think that in addition to doing the practice, when you're too involved in Christmas and your to-do list, you might just take a break, take a breath, and do something for somebody else where you know you cannot get credit for it.
Absolutely. I love it, Rick. That's fantastic. Well, thank you, Rick. Happy holidays. I love you.
I love you, Keith, and Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
You
Adios.
too, Rick. Bye bye.